Ethan Harper never planned on ending his day drunk, but life had other ideas. His boss had humiliated him in front of his entire team, his workload had doubled overnight, and his favorite coffee shop had run out of caramel syrup. It was, in every possible way, a disaster of a day. Naturally, he found himself at a bar, drowning his sorrows in whiskey. Rough night, a smooth voice cut through his misery. Ethan looked up, blinking at the bartender in front of him. And wow, that was an unfair level of attractiveness. Tousled dark hair, striking green eyes, and a knowing smirk. Ethan was doomed. "You're illegally hot," Ethan slurred before he could stop himself. The bartender chuckled. "I'll take that as a compliment. Name's Noah. Another drink?" Ethan nodded, not trusting himself to speak. The alcohol was making him bolder than usual. Or maybe it was just Noah's presence. Either way, before he knew it, words were spilling from his lips. "I should just quit my job and work here instead," he mumbled. Noah arched a brow. "That so? I'll hold you to it." The next morning, Ethan woke up to a text. "Noah, see you at 6 p.m. Welcome to the team, rookie." Winking face. Ethan groaned. What had he done? Ethan stood outside the bar, feeling a mix of dread and reluctant determination as he braced himself for the reality of his new role. He had planned to send a text to Noah, explaining that it was a drunken mistake, but his pride wouldn't let him walk away. With a deep sigh, he pushed open the door to the bar. Inside, the familiar sound of clinking glasses and cheerful chatter filled the air. Noah greeted him at the door with a playful smirk, calling him rookie. Ethan tried to apologize, stammering, I didn't mean to sign up for this," but Noah only laughed and tossed him an apron. "First rule of bartending, if you're in, Noah declared, his tone both teasing and firm. Ethan made his way to the back room where the bar was being prepped for the night's rush. As he fumbled with bottle labels, spilled a few drops of whiskey, and even mixed up 2 drink orders, each mistake was met with a blend of laughter and gentle correction from Noah. Despite the embarrassment, Ethan began to appreciate the fast-paced, chaotic energy of the bar. With every wipe of the counter and every refill of the ice bin, his initial dread slowly transformed into curiosity about this unexpected chapter of his life. Was it possible that this mishap could lead to something unexpectedly wonderful? As the night wore on and the bar filled with the buzz of chatter and clinking glasses, Ethan found himself caught in a peculiar limbo between embarrassment and exhilaration. Noah moved behind the bar with a grace that made even the busiest shift seem effortless. Every time Noah leaned in to share a witty remark or guide Ethan through a tricky cocktail recipe, the air seemed to crackle with an unspoken tension. Ethan couldn't tell if Noah's playful teasing was genuine friendly banter or a subtle form of flirtation. When Noah commented, "I see you've got a knack for shaking things up, both the drinks and the room," Ethan's cheeks warmed despite his best efforts to appear nonchalant. Throughout the evening, their eyes would lock just long enough to leave Ethan wondering if the glimmer in Noah's gaze was more than just amusement. The mix-ups behind the bar, from an overly foamy latte to a cocktail splashed with too much bitters, gradually turned into inside jokes shared only between the two. As the shift ended, Noah's casual, "See you tomorrow, rookie," lingered in the air like a promise. Ethan left with a racing heart, his thoughts swirling with the possibility that this unexpected workplace might just be the beginning of something more than he had ever dared to imagine. During a particularly busy Friday night, the bar was packed with lively chatter and the clink of glasses. Amid the bustling crowd, a suave, well-dressed customer named Jordan sauntered in. He immediately caught Noah's attention with his confident smile and flirtatious remarks. Noah, ever the charmer, exchanged playful banter with Jordan, casually sliding a drink across the bar with a wink. Ethan couldn't help but notice every lingering glance between them, a wave of unexpected jealousy stirring within him. Trying to focus on his work, Ethan found himself more distracted than ever. Every time Jordan complimented Noah's mixology skills or leaned in to share a private joke, Ethan's thoughts spiraled. Was it simply a case of a friendly interaction, or was there something more? In a moment of impulsive irritation, Ethan interrupted a conversation, blurting out a clumsy comment meant to defend Noah's attention. Noah shot him a knowing look that mingled amusement with gentle reproach, silently reminding him that feelings, much like cocktails, were best savored slowly. The incident left Ethan reeling and questioning his own emotions. As the night wore on, he couldn't shake the feeling that his reaction was more than just protective camaraderie. It hinted at a deeper, unspoken connection that he was only beginning to understand. During a particularly busy Friday night, the bar was packed with lively chatter and the clink of glasses. Amid the bustling crowd, a suave, well-dressed customer named Jordan sauntered in. He immediately caught Noah's attention with his confident smile and flirtatious remarks. Noah, ever the charmer, exchanged playful banter with Jordan, casually sliding a drink across the bar with a wink. Ethan couldn't help but notice every lingering glance between them, a wave of unexpected jealousy stirring within him. Trying to focus on his work, Ethan found himself more distracted than ever. Every time Jordan complimented Noah's mixology skills or leaned in to share a private joke, Ethan's thoughts spiraled. Was it simply a case of friendly interaction, or was there something more? In a moment of impulsive irritation, Ethan interrupted a conversation, blurting out a clumsy comment meant to defend Noah's attention. Noah shot him a knowing look that mingled amusement with gentle reproach, silently reminding him that feelings, much like cocktails, were best savored slowly. The evening's chaos seemed to intensify the tension between them. As the rush dwindled to a calmer pace, Noah motioned for Ethan to join him behind the counter. "Hey, rookie, I noticed you getting a bit worked up tonight," he said softly, leaning in with genuine concern. "Is everything all right?" Noah's tone wasn't accusatory, it was caring, inviting Ethan to open up without judgment. Ethan hesitated, his heart pounding, then admitted, I just didn't like seeing you so close with someone else. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it felt like you were giving him all your attention." Noah's eyes softened, and he placed a reassuring hand on Ethan's shoulder. "Sometimes, people joke around, but that doesn't mean I value those moments more than the ones we share, even if they're unspoken." "I enjoy watching you learn and grow here," Noah replied, his voice gentle yet firm. The admission left Ethan both relieved and confused. The cocktail of jealousy, embarrassment, and hope was potent. As the last orders of the night were taken and the bar quieted down, Noah leaned closer and murmured, "Let's work on this together, okay?" In that moment, Ethan realized that the spark of jealousy might just be the catalyst for something deeper, an unspoken promise that their connection was worth exploring, even amidst the chaos of clinking glasses and midnight confessions. The night had slowed, and the last of the customers trickled out. Ethan wiped down the bar, still feeling the aftereffects of his earlier jealousy. The way Noah had looked at him, spoken to him, it was messing with his head. Did he imagine the warmth in Noah's voice, or was it real? Noah stretched, rolling his shoulders before glancing at Ethan with that ever-present smirk. "You survived another night, rookie. And you only spilled, what, 3 drinks?" 2.5, Ethan corrected, trying to play it cool. Noah chuckled. "Right. Because dropping a glass before even pouring counts as half." Ethan groaned, rubbing his face. "I don't know why you keep me around." Noah leaned on the counter, watching him carefully. "Because it's fun watching you try so hard." His voice dropped slightly, teasing but also, something else. Something softer. Ethan's fingers tightened around the rag he was holding. "So, Jordan," he started, then regretted it immediately. Noah raised an eyebrow. "What about him?" Ethan hesitated. "I don't know." He seemed interested. Noah tilted his head, studying him. Then, with deliberate slowness, he leaned in, closing the space between them. Ethan's breath hitched. "Are you asking because you're curious, or because you're jealous?" Ethan swallowed hard, his pulse hammering in his ears. "I." Before he could finish, the door swung open, breaking the tension. The bar manager, Liam, strolled in, oblivious to the charged atmosphere. "Good work tonight, boys. Lock up when you're done." As soon as the door shut behind him, Ethan exhaled, only to find Noah still watching him. Noah grinned. Saved by the bell, rookie. Ethan turned away, cursing under his breath. He wasn't sure what was happening between them, but one thing was clear, Noah wasn't just a flirt. He was a storm, and Ethan was caught right in the middle of it. The tension from the previous night lingered in Ethan's mind like the aftertaste of a strong cocktail. He'd spent the whole day replaying Noah's words, "Are you asking because you're curious, or because you're jealous?" Now, back behind the bar, Ethan found it impossible to focus. Noah, as always, moved with effortless confidence, tossing bottles and flashing his easygoing smile at customers. But every so often, Ethan would catch Noah glancing at him, as if waiting for something. "All right, rookie," Noah said suddenly, sliding a shot glass toward him. "Time for your initiation." Ethan frowned. "Initiation?" Noah smirked, pouring a golden liquid into the glass. "You've been here long enough. It's time you take part in a bartender's rite of passage." Ethan eyed the drink warily. "Which is?" Noah leaned in, his voice a playful whisper. "You take a shot, and then you answer one completely honest question. No dodging." Ethan hesitated. This felt like a trap. But Noah's expectant gaze made it impossible to refuse. He grabbed the shot and downed it in one go, coughing slightly at the burn. "Okay, fine. Ask your question." Noah's lips curved into a slow smile. "Why did you get so worked up over Jordan the other night?" Ethan froze, his fingers tightening around the empty glass. "That's not fair." "Hey, rules are rules," Noah said, resting his chin on his hand. "Honest answer." Ethan exhaled. He could lie, brush it off, pretend it was nothing. But instead, he muttered, "I didn't like seeing you flirt with him." Noah's smile deepened, but there was something more in his gaze now, something unreadable. "Noted," he murmured. Ethan's heart pounded as Noah poured himself a shot and knocked it back effortlessly. He set the glass down with a sharp clink and then met Ethan's gaze head-on. "Your turn to ask, rookie." Ethan swallowed hard. He had a million questions, but only one truly mattered. "Do you flirt with everyone like this, or is it just me?" Noah's grin widened, slow and deliberate. He didn't answer right away, just leaned in close enough that Ethan could smell the faint traces of whiskey on his breath. "What do you think?" Noah whispered. Ethan wasn't sure anymore. But he had a feeling he was about to find out. The days after their initiation game felt different. Something had shifted between Ethan and Noah, something neither of them dared to put into words. Noah still teased, still smiled at customers with that easy charm, but when his gaze landed on Ethan, it lingered. Ethan felt it every time. One night, after closing, Noah handed Ethan a drink. "Specially made for you," he said. Ethan took a sip. "This is, surprisingly good." Noah smirked. "Surprisingly?" Ethan chuckled. "I thought you'd sneak something weird in it." Noah leaned in, resting his arms on the bar. "I don't mess with people I care about." The words hung in the air between them. Ethan set the glass down. "Noah." Noah studied him. "Yeah." Ethan wanted to say something, acknowledge the tension, ask if this was all a game to Noah. But instead, he just shook his head. "Never mind." Noah's eyes darkened slightly, but he didn't push. For now. It happened unexpectedly. A late night, just the two of them closing up. Ethan was wiping down the counter when he felt Noah's gaze on him. "You've been avoiding me," Noah said. Ethan stiffened. "I haven't." Noah raised an eyebrow. "So if I ask why you nearly ran out of the break room when I walked in earlier, you'd have an excuse?" Ethan sighed. I don't know what you want, Noah." For once, Noah wasn't smirking. "I thought I made that obvious." Ethan swallowed. "You flirt with everyone." Noah shook his head. "Not like this." Ethan's heart pounded. Then what is this? Noah took a step closer, his voice low. I like you, Ethan. I was waiting for you to figure it out. Ethan's breath caught. His mind screamed at him to step back, but his body refused to move. Noah's eyes flicked to his lips. Tell me to stop, he murmured. Ethan didn't. And that was all the permission Noah needed. Noah kissed him like he had all the time in the world, slow, deliberate, testing. Ethan melted into it before he could think better of it. When they broke apart, Noah studied him. Still think I flirt with everyone the same way? Ethan, breathless, shook his head. No. Noah grinned. Good. Ethan swallowed. What now? Noah cupped his jaw. Now. You let me take you out on a real date. Ethan let out a shaky laugh. You're ridiculous. And you're blushing, Noah teased. Ethan shoved him lightly, but he was smiling. Maybe, just maybe, this wasn't a bad idea. Their first date was unconventional, after a late shift, sitting on the bar counter, eating takeout. But Ethan wouldn't have had it any other way. You look happy, Noah noted. Ethan smirked. I am. Noah's grin softened. Me too. And just like that, they were something. Ethan had worried that dating Noah would feel like one of their usual games, full of teasing and uncertainty. But Noah was different with him now. More patient, more real. One evening, after another busy shift, Noah pulled Ethan aside. I don't want you to ever doubt how serious I am about this, he murmured. Ethan, feeling the warmth in Noah's touch, knew he meant it. And that scared him in the best way possible. Their biggest test came in the form of Jordan, the customer who had first sparked Ethan's jealousy. When he returned, Noah barely spared him a glance. Jordan smirked at Ethan. Guess you two finally figured it out. Ethan stiffened, but Noah only pulled him closer. Yeah. And I don't think we need any third parties anymore. Jordan laughed. Relax, man. I was just the push you needed. Ethan looked at Noah. Was he? Noah grinned. Maybe. And just like that, Ethan realized he wasn't afraid anymore. Noah had always lived in the moment. Ethan had always planned ahead. Now, they met somewhere in between. One night, after another shift, Noah asked, ever think about what's next for us? Ethan hesitated. I don't want to rush anything. Noah nodded. Me neither. But. I do know I want you in it. Ethan smiled. Then that's enough for now. And it was. Months passed. Ethan was no longer the clumsy rookie. He and Noah worked in perfect sync, their rhythm effortless. They were partners, in bartending, in life. One evening, as Ethan crafted a drink, Noah whispered, You're really good at this now. Ethan smirked. I had a good teacher. Noah kissed him, tasting like whiskey and something undeniably theirs. Ethan decided that this was his favorite mix of all. Their love wasn't grand gestures. It was stolen kisses behind the bar, whispered teasing during shifts, falling asleep on the couch after late nights. One evening, as Ethan locked up, Noah took his hand. You're my favorite mistake. Ethan rolled his eyes. Smooth. Noah grinned. Admit it, you love me. Ethan squeezed his hand. Yeah, I do. Noah's grin softened. Good. Because I love you too. And with that, love was served, neat, warm, and perfectly balanced.